Hello and welcome to Puppet Report. I'm your host, Casey Day.
And I'm Ice Mosley. We're coming to you now with a breaking report. Elmo's fish and life partner Dorothy has reported him missing. According to her, the former Sesame Street icon has not been seen since Tuesday morning. We'll bring you more on this as the story develops.
Animal, professional drummer for the world-famous band Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem, is well known for his violent onstage antics. For years, Dr. Teeth fans have followed the outlandish musician's crazy style. It was often suspected that Animal's aggression was the result of years of alcohol and prescription drug abuse. However, we can exclusively confirm that Animal has been suffering from a severe case of rabies. While this viral disease is known to be fatal, in some rare instances, the incubation period of the virus can last up to 7 years, or in Animal's case, 34 years. Animal is currently being treated for his infection and is expected to make a complete recovery.
On the streets of Sesame, gang violence has skyrocketed tremendously in the past year and has cost many lives, making America's once most beloved place into a battleground. The Muppets and the Sesame Street gang, this ongoing turf war has resulted in over 100 counts of puppet-on-puppet crime and is becoming a serious crisis. Reporter Dylan Mooney has more on the story.
Thanks, guys. I'm standing outside of what seems to be yet another act of violence against the Sesame Street gang. The conflict for territory has been one of the most highly regarded gang wars in American history. Many people wonder where it all went wrong. How did these cute and cuddly puppets turn into such unrelenting beasts? There was always tension between the two puppet communities, being that they were both landmarks for young children, so things were a little competitive between the two.
Yes, there was a competition between them, but I think out of respect for our Lord and Savior, Jim Henson, the Muppets and Sesame Street gang kept things at a professional level. Jim was a sort of peacemonger between the two communities and made sure things never got too chaotic between his children.
But after the death of Jim Henson in 1990, there was no one left to keep them in check, and peace began to diminish very quickly.
A month after Jim's death, the two communities had a little get-together to try and stay in touch. Everyone was there: Kermit, Fozzie, Big Bear, Elmo, Bert and Ernie, all those guys. Long story short, emotions were still high at that time, and everyone was a little mentally unstable. So if anyone from Sesame Street said the smallest thing about anyone from the Muppets, or vice versa, things were going to get ugly.
And things got ugly for sure between the beloved Fozzie Bear and Big Bird after Big Bird allegedly referred to Fozzie's infamous necktie as a nice scarf. Fozzie immediately attacked the big yellow guy. After that, things were never the same between the two. Fozzie began to terrorize Sesame Street by formulating his crew, the Waka Waka Gang. Big Bird wasn't going to back down, and soon he too formed his own crew to make a stand against Fozzie. We recently sat down with a citizen from the Muppets to talk about what life has become on the streets for them now. Concerned for his safety, he requested his face not be shown. That sounds terrifying. You're lucky to be alive. And how has that affected you emotionally? Well, I'm glad you were smart enough to get out of that situation before it got out of hand. How much more cotton will be shed before this war on puppets comes to an end? Many are starting to believe that this is just the beginning of an endless war, but only time will tell where this conflict will end. I'm Dylan Mooney. Now back to you guys in the studio.
We have big news for two of the world's biggest stars today. Miss Piggy and Kermit the Frog finally had their baby. After 10 hours of labor, on February 19th, 2013, the couple welcomed their new pig-frog baby, Kergy, into the world. Kergy was 15 inches and 9 pounds 2 ounces. Due in part to the pig head and the frog body, Kergy will always weigh more than he should, says Dr. Bunsen Honeydew. Honeydew also states that the child may not only develop weight problems, there is a possibility that he will be unable to hop like a normal frog. Sources have told us that Miss Piggy and Kermit didn't want the baby to be born into an unofficial family, so on February 14th, they were wed in Las Vegas at a 24-hour wedding chapel. Miss Piggy walked down the aisle in a custom-made Vera Wang gown. The fashion icon decided against taking Kermit's last name, and instead her new husband has decided to become Kermit the Piggy. There has been a significant amount of controversy regarding both the baby and the marriage, but the couple is determined to make it work.
It's a well-known fact that Statler and Waldorf, two cranky old Muppets who always have the best seats in the house, are quite cynical. In fact, Statler has even once stated that he finds puppets unbelievable. As we all know, this world is quite unpredictable, and as such, the old geezer has thrown us for a loop. Today, Waldorf told the world that Statler has found a movie enjoyable, and to our surprise, it was a Tyler Perry movie. That's right, Tyler Perry's Medea's Family Reunion is said to have made the old Muppet laugh until he soiled himself, and then some. He has also been reported to have not left his house since locking himself in with the rest of the Tyler Perry Medea collection.
And with that, we'll be taking a quick commercial break. When we return, I'll be interviewing Big Bird's psychiatrist, Dr. Morton Peck.
I wanna be loved by you, just you, nobody else but you. Whenever, wherever, we're meant to be together. And I feel like I just got home, and I feel like I just got home, and I feel.
Just relax. The operation will be over before you know it. Anesthesia on. Okay, scalpel.
Ow. I can feel that.
Can you feel this?
Ow. Anesthesia on.
Not everything responds to your voice like Sync. Introducing Sync.
Play artist, the Flaming Lips.
Voice activate your MP3 player, Bluetooth phone,
Call lawyer. Harrison Baxter.
and more. Sync, powered by Microsoft, exclusively on new Ford, Lincoln, and Mercury vehicles.
Are you guys the Muppets?
Hey! I'm a Muppet.
Welcome back. I'm here with Morton Peck, the former child psychiatrist of Big Bird, who was arrested last week when he was identified as the notorious alphabet killer. Did you have any idea then that the chicklet you tried to help would become one of the world's most notorious serial killers?
Yeah, from the start, you could just tell that there was something off, almost warped about the child, I guess you would call it. And the one that you call Big Bird, you could just, from the beginning, it's like he was possessed almost.
The report says that Big Bird believed an imaginary friend called Snuffleupagus would tell him to commit these terrible acts. Is that true?
Yes, that is very true, yes.
When did Big Bird start seeing this Snuffy?
Well, it would probably have to be, well, I don't think that was traumatizing enough. No. Oh, probably right after his parents divorced. You see, his mother became a prostitute, and then she was dating 3 guys at the very minimum. And there was cocaine involved, and this just created a pit in the one you call Big Bird, and he just had to fill it, and he decided to fill it with Snuffleupagus.
Oh. What sort of things did Snuffy tell Big Bird to do?
Oh, all sorts of things, like pull the fire alarm, glue kids to the seat, murder teenagers in the shower, you know, the usual stuff. And it was bizarre, really, to see this happen and unfold right before your eyes.
What medical school did you go to again?
Yes, that would be Dr. Stiller's School for doctors and those who want to heal other things good, too. See, he taught us the blue steel strategy of doctoring, which is where if it bleeds, that means it has blood.
Is there any hope left for Big Bird and his treatment?
No. There never was to begin with. He was always kind of a lost cause, if you will.
I'm getting word now that you were recently fired from the hospital and you are no longer allowed to see Big Bird. Can you please explain this?
We see there's this time, right, where we were sitting there and he was talking, that big beak of his flapping, and that neck of his just looking strangleable, and he just, I pulled out my gun and I shot him right in the face, and he stood right back up, and I shot him again, stood back up again, and I was afraid.
Excuse me?
He's not
Okay,
human.
well, that's all the time that we have with Dr. Peck. For all you kids in the audience, he's just pretending.
No, I'm not.
You're fine. If you see Big Bird, make sure you run up and give him a big
Don't.
hug.
You might want to run.
Just stop. Please stop. Stop doing that.
Well, now that we've learned that, let's distract ourselves with some financial news. Wall Street is abuzz with talk of recent financial crisis, and some sources say Oscar the Grouch is to blame. No one has heard or seen him in years. Our field reporter Brian Smallwood is on the scene.
Once a financial mogul, he went from rags to riches and back to rags again. His father was a factory worker while his mother was a back-time Muppet for the hit children's show The Funtime Variety Hour. His parents' relationship was controversial, but even more so was their son. As a half-human, half-Muppet, Oscar fought against oppression and prejudice all his life. Despite this, he was still able to make a name for himself, eventually become chairman of the board for Standard & Poor. Though these days, he's just poor.
Mr. Grouch, are you there?
What? Who are you? What do you want? I don't care, and I don't want any.
Well, wait. I just want to know how and why you came to live in a trash can. I mean, after all, you were a pretty big financial figure back in the day.
Go away.
Standard & Poor, if I have my facts right, you were chairman of the board.
I don't know what you're talking about. Get off my sidewalk.
Well, how do you feel knowing that several analysts blame you for the economic downturn?
What? I helped make that bank the success it is today. I was somebody. I had a wife and a kid, lived in a luxurious house off in Manhattan. I even wore three-piece suits. Of course, back then I wasn't green.
What happened? Did you get let go?
Worse, the Count came.
The Count? As in Count Von Count, the guy that likes numbers?
No, I mean Nosferatu. Of course I mean Count Von Count. He had me blacklisted, claimed I was falsifying records and inflating our numbers. That accusation ruined my image. Now no bank would hire me. Without a job, my marriage collapsed. She took everything. House, car, money.
And the kid?
Oh yeah, the kid too. Nowhere else to go, I settled for the first thing I saw, a trash can.
Well, there you have it. This is Brian Smallwood. Back to you at the studio.
After releasing his book, It's Hard Out Here for a Shrimp, Pepe the King Prawn has learned the definition of his book title. The prawn, who often attempted to trick or take advantage of his friends, recently took a vacation to the Gulf of Mexico when the already in hot water company, BP, slipped up once more, releasing even more oil into the Gulf. Estimated at roughly 3.7 million barrels, BP claims to have the well officially sealed. Unfortunately, Pepe was caught in the initial dump and was found washed up on shore, covered in oil, where a few hours later, he was pronounced dead. It's currently unknown if the trickster had any family, but if he does, our regards to them.
We're going to take a quick break to hear from a word from our sponsors. When we return, Cornelius Fluffington will bring us the 5-day forecast.
What are you building, Stark?
I'm working on something big. Yeah,
I can fly. I just finally know what I have to do.
This Friday,
Roscoe!
going back home is never easy.
It's gonna be a long weekend.
He started it. It got my mouth!
Freak! Good morning, Reggie.
Martin Lawrence. Welcome home, Roscoe Jenkins. Rated PG-13. Starts Friday.
This is Cornelius Fluffington with your 5-day weather forecast. This morning we're seeing a low of 45 degrees and a high of 64 degrees. Be looking to wear long sleeves to keep from getting the chills. Brrr. Tomorrow we will take a turn for the worst with a high of only 22 degrees and lows around 17. Be sure to wear plenty of layers to protect yourself from those incredibly harsh winds and stay near a heater because this one's a doozy. Friday, we are looking for yet another turn for the weird as we are expecting to see heavy thunderstorms alongside a high of 77 degrees and 65 as the low. Umbrellas will be a necessity if you plan on heading out at all today. And Saturday will once again be bringing the chills. Expect to have lows around 30 degrees with a high of a measly 34. We have a 70% chance of snow, so it would seem that camping is out of the picture for this weekend. As Saturday turns into Sunday, the temperature will take a steep climb to a high of 88, turning all that snow into a dangerous slush. So be careful on the roads. The lows will be around 72, so whether or not you like it, the weather is looking grim.
Wow, Casey. I've never seen weather like that in my life.
I know, Ice. I've never even heard of snow on Sesame Street. I don't even have a jacket thick enough for this.
I know, it's like Twilight Zone. It reminds me like back in like 1937 with my gent in Jersey.
I didn't know you lived in New Jersey.
Born and raised.
Wait, how old are you?
Cornelius, how do you feel about this weather we're having?
Well, guys, I could hit you with all kinds of sciencey words like barometer, air pressure, cold front, but honestly, I have no idea.
Then what do we pay you for?
Well, what do we pay you for? You just sit up here at this lame desk reading stupid stories that you probably didn't even write. You know what I do? I predict the weather, which means I predict the future, which means compared to you, I'm a god. You know what? You know what I'm predicting right now? There's a storm a-brewing, and here comes the thunder. Yeah.
You know what?
No.
No.
Don't.
He needs to hear this. He needs to hear this. Jim Henson is not your father. And you know what else? You can't breathe without this.
Thank you, Cornelius. But I think we need to move on. In other news, Sesame Street took a big step on Tuesday when the landslide vote was made on same-sex marriage. After much debate over the topic, it was decided that the citizens of Sesame Street have fair rights and equal access to the rights and responsibilities that come with marriage. In celebration of this passed bill, local stars Bert and Ernie decided to make their relationship known to the world and even took it to the next level, becoming the first official same-sex couple to be wed. When asked to comment on recent events, the couple responded that Sesame Street was marching towards equality, and it brings them much joy to see all the progress they have made.
Coming up next, we have Cookie Monster and a terminally ill child making a wish after this commercial break.
We're not sure what the USA Today ad meter will think of this commercial tomorrow. But we're pretty sure Mercedes, BMW, and Lexus aren't going to like it very much. Introducing the 375 horsepower Hyundai Genesis.
Just relax. The operation will be over before you know it. Anesthesia on. Okay, scalpel.
Ow.
I can feel that.
Can you feel this?
Oh, anesthesia on.
Not everything responds to your voice like Sync. Introducing Sync.
Play artist, The Flaming Lips.
Voice activate your MP3 player, Bluetooth phone,
Call lawyer. Harrison Baxter.
and more. Sync, powered by Microsoft, exclusively on new Ford, Lincoln, and Mercury vehicles.
I wanna be loved by you, just you, nobody else but you. Whenever, wherever, we're meant to be together, and I feel like I just got home, and I feel like I just got home, and I feel. Enjoy the show.
The Visa check card, because every second counts. Life takes action. Life takes Visa.
Welcome back. We have Desiree Jones in the kitchen with a big surprise for everyone.
Good morning, everyone. Today we have a very special treat for our audience. As you all probably already know, the Cookie Monster is America's top expert of cookies. He's most famous for his role on Sesame Street, where he shares his passion for cookies. We are lucky enough to have him here with us today, and he's going to show us how he bakes his cookies. Can we have the Cookie Monster come out on stage, please? America's waiting. Who's this guy?
I don't know. This is who the talent producer got. This is who we got.
This is not the Cookie Monster.
The Cookie Monster, so
What am I
he's
supposed
gonna
to
have
do?
to roll with it.
So you're the Cookie Monster.
Yeah, that's what some people call me.
So how'd you get the nickname?
Well, I like to put a little aftertaste of cookie into my product. I was thinking one day, everyone loves cookies, right? You love them, I love them, so I thought it would be a good flavor to add to my secret recipe.
So your product.
Yeah, you know, my product. My product is guaranteed
So
to
today, we will be making some cookies, because we have the Cookie Monster. And
cookies, right. I got you.
No, we will actually be making cookies.
Well, not with this stuff, right? I mean, I can't use any of this crap. I'm gonna need a beaker.
Okay, we are going to make regular cookies, real cookies, with this real cookie making set.
I don't follow.
We're going to maybe, like cookies parents could give to their children.
Well, children? Well, you're gonna give my product to children now? What, are you
No,
sick? What is the matter with you? I'm on the border selling my product to high school kids. I'm not gonna sell it to some little 5-year-old running around. Are you crazy?
Maybe
They'll
this
go
will.
nuts.
We are not doing your cookie recipe. We're doing the cookie recipe that's on the back of the cookie box for everyone to use.
Whoa, now everyone has my recipe now? How did you get it? How did you get it? Was it Bobby?
Recipe.
Was it Bobby? I have a bone to pick with that guy.
I don't know Bobby.
Bobby, if you out there and you're watching this means war. You understand me? War.
Okay. We are not making your cookies, okay? We aren't doing your cookies.
We're not doing my cookies, so what am I doing here?
This guy's hopeless. I give up. I give up.
We're getting some breaking news. We're going to Nat now.
We're coming to you live now from Sesame Street, where I can't believe I'm about to report this, but Elmo has been found dead. Behind me is the apartment of what used to be 123, where Elmo lived for many years during the height of his success. But like all child stars, he succumbed to a deep depression he failed to ever climb out of. He was known through many adult enterprises and had racked up 7 restraining orders. According to Dorothy the Fish, 7 was his favorite number. It looks like they're bringing out the body now. Excuse me. What is going through your mind right now?
Oh, you can't believe it. Finding, Elmo, of all people like this. It's heartbreaking.
Did you enjoy Elmo as a child?
I wasn't really a big fan, but, he was an icon, and you have to respect that, and it's always tragic whenever you find, someone like this.
What is it like to find a childhood icon like this? Does it force you to see him in a different light?
You can't think about stuff like that because, if you do, it'll just drive you crazy.
It's truly a heartbreaking day for everyone. And a heartbreaking day for America. And that looks like all the time we have here. This is one of the hardest things I've ever had to report. Today's tragedy is brought to you by the letter H, folks, for heartbreak. Back to you in the studio.
After such grim news, I think we need to take a break. We'll be back shortly.
Even if you don't drive 180 miles an hour like I do, it's still risky driving with an allergy medicine that could cause drowsiness. Be careful. Don't buy any allergy medicine until you read the label. Or do what I do and stay Claritin Clear with non-drowsy Claritin.
So, let me get this straight. You've solved all our shipping problems with pigeons.
Carrier pigeons, sir.
Isn't this a little outdated?
No. These babies are equipped with GPS and night vision. This little guy's headed off to Cleveland.
Amazing. What about the big stuff?
That's been taken care of.
Wow. Let's switch to FedEx.
We have a development on the Elmo situation. It turns out that Timothy Burns, a patient at Sanford Children's Hospital, was visited by the Make-A-Wish Foundation. His wish that he expressed to them was to meet his one hero and role model, Elmo. Despite today's news, there is nothing more important or sincere than a little boy's wish, and we will be working with young Timmy to bring his wish as close to reality as can possibly be done. Timmy Burns has been suffering from cancer for the past year and is struggling through treatment. With the help of viewers like you, we can join this young boy in the fight against cancer. If you want to help young Timmy make his dream come true, you can make donations to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. There is nothing stronger than a young man's wish, so with your help, we may be able to make Timmy's dream come true.
That's all the time we have for today. Thanks for tuning into Puppet Report, and be sure to catch us next time for more news concerning our fell-covered friends.